flights in the middle of June. Heat waves been faking me out.
Hello everyone, welcome to another video. In this video, I'm gonna be looking at a scenario where Brazil forms an empire. I'm gonna continuing the empire series because I got a world map now, and I'm gonna be continuing the empire series because I have one finally. I kind of stopped the empire series because I only had a map of Eurasia and Oceania, no, Afro-Eurasia and Oceania, and the videos could get pretty repetitive if I did with every country there. But now that I have North America and South America too, I'm gonna continue the series. So today we're gonna be looking at the scenario where Brazil forms an empire. So let's get started. Actually, Brazil is gonna be a little bit buffed, so keep that in mind. Yeah, the first thing they do is go after Uruguay. Now this video is not meant to be realistic. I'm gonna try and make it as realistic as possible, but it's probably never gonna work, so it's not realistic. Keep that in mind. Brazilian troops cross the border into Uruguay pretty fast, and eventually they capture half of it. I'm not really good at like South American stuff, so if I do something wrong or something, please forgive me and tell me in the comments. So yeah, eventually Uruguay surrenders. Peace treaty, complete annexation, nothing new. Okay, the second country they're going after is Venezuela because Brazil doesn't like them. Okay, so after the war starts, we have Brazilian troops pushing in from the south, and we also have Guyana joining this war because I believe they have a pretty big border dispute over here. So yeah, eventually Brazilian troops help Guyana, I don't know. Dude, this name is so hard to pronounce. Guyana. I don't know. Yeah. Or no, this is her name. Okay. Sorry about that. So we have Brazil doing its thing. Eventually Venezuela kinda collapses. We have rebel groups and stuff. So yeah, eventually a lot of people in Venezuela in this scenario think that it's maybe better to join Brazil than to like do anything else. So yeah, they eventually Venezuela capitulates, and the peace treaty is complete annexation. But Guyana, okay, I'm gonna stop pronouncing that. This country gets this. I literally forgot how it's pronounced. Guyana, or I know it's French Guyana, or I'm just dumb. Okay, the next thing they do is they do two things. They go after Suriname and Colombia, and basically at this moment, pretty much every Argentinian country sees this and knows that Brazil it's gonna take them. So yeah, Argentina joins this war because of that, and we also have Paraguay joining this war. The rest don't join, but because they don't join because they form an alliance, a secret alliance. So yeah, we're gonna talk about that in the future. So Brazilian troops cross the border into Suriname, and they do the same into Colombia from all sides. Eventually they some Brazilian troops push into Paraguay, but the Argentinian troops start to push into Uruguay and a little bit into Brazil. We also have Colombia starting their own push over here into Venezuela. Now Colombia's plan is to cut off Brazil over here But Brazil sees this and immediately sends a lot of their troops over here, trying to, like, you know, cut them off. So they do that, and now a large Colombian, oh my gosh, I can't talk. So Brazil kills all of those Colombian troops, and after some time we have Suriname surrendering. I don't even know if they have an army. They must do, right? Anyway, Brazil pushes from all sides into Colombia. I know there's like mountains, but I think they're like here. So yeah. Over here in the north, half of Paraguay is captured, and the push into Argentina is started now. While we have Argentina's troop push continuing, eventually cutting off actually Uruguay over here. And they start to, you know, get it. So now Brazil isn't really worried about this because now they're focusing over here in the north. After they get Colombia, they will send all their troops here and win the war. But they do push back a little bit over here. Over here in the north, we have a larger push into Colombia being started because now the troops from Suriname, which they weren't that many, but now they're here. So yeah. Eventually, Brazil reaches the mountain area of Colombia. And they continue their push into Argentina and Paraguay. Eventually, we have all of Uruguay being captured, and now Argentina starts to push from a lot into Brazil. So now we have a front line here. And over here, this is kind of snowmated now. And over here in the north, we kind of have, I mean, it will take a long time to get through all of those mountains. So Brazil wants to do a thing. Get all of the this coast, and then they would assume Colombia will surrender. So they start to do that, and at first they did pretty well, but then Colombia does this, encircles a large Brazilian army, and Brazil panics. So they quickly reconnect. Yep. And Brazil honestly now wants to make peace with Colombia because taking the coast is hard. Going through the mountains is hard. So they kind of want peace. And Colombia accepts that. And this is the peace treaty. Yeah, Colombia really is small now, but they still exist, so that's good. Now Brazil can send all of their troops back here, and Argentina and Paraguay panic because they know if the Brazilian troops arrive here, they're gonna get slapped. So they do one final thing. They push hard with pretty much all of their armies over here along the coast, now capturing a lot of big cities. But that leads to Brazilian troops pushing a lot more now into Paraguay and Argentina. And after some time we have actually Paraguay surrendering. Yeah. And now some of the Brazilian troops arrive and they start to push back, and eventually they push back a lot. Now Brazil doesn't really want to get over Argentina now because pretty long country, not like Chile, but pretty long country, it will take a while. So after they take kind of this, they're gonna stop. So they now push a lot more into their lost lands, And eventually they recapture Uruguay and start their own push into Argentina. This is pretty slow because Argentina is the second powerful, I don't know, the second strongest country in South America, I think. I'm not sure. So eventually Brazil makes peace. And this is the peace treaty over here. We have Brazil annexing Paraguay and this part of Argentina. Now, oops, I forgot to color this. Now, Brazil does one final thing over here, and the final thing is to kind of declare war on all of those countries, including Guyana, yeah, and Panama also, because why not? So, Brazil didn't know that they were in an alliance, and it's gonna be pretty hard for them to capture all of it, but they're gonna try. So they start to push into this country first because they did have some troops over here into Suriname, and eventually Guyana falls pretty quickly. Same thing for Panama. And now Brazil starts to push into Bolivia and Chile. Now I know there's like an alliance between all of those countries and stuff, but I'm not gonna be adding that because, as I said, this video is not realistic. Bolivia, Chile, not so good relations, but it's better for them to like hate each other than to be annexed by Brazil. So yeah, that's why they joined this alliance. Anyway, Bolivia surrenders pretty fast, and now a push into Peru is started, and one into Ecuador. Now, as I said, they don't want to go after Colombia or the rest of Argentina. So after they get this of Chile and the rest, they're probably gonna make peace. We have Peru pushing into Brazil now over here. But eventually Brazil mobilizes a lot at their army and pushes hard into Peru and Ecuador. At this point, Brazil is probably one of the strongest countries in the world, if not the strongest. And eventually Ecuador falls, Peru falls pretty quickly, and that's it. That's kinda it. Now, Chile won't fall that quickly because it's really hard to invade mountains and stuff. But what they do get pretty quickly is what they wanted. So now they make a peace treaty, and yeah, let's see the peace treaty. And eventually this is the peace treaty. Brazil annexes all of the countries except for Chile. So this is the final Brazilian empire. In the future they might go after the rest of Argentina and Chile because it's not that hard. They can maybe do it in like a few months. Colombia as well, but the French Guyana will probably be a problem because France, that's controlled by France. France will join, then maybe US will join, Germany, UK, and yeah, it's gonna be really hard. So they might get the rest of South America, maybe a little bit into the rest of South America except for French Guyana. Then go maybe a little bit into Central America, and that is it. Oh, and also those islands over here. So yeah, this was the video. I hope you enjoyed it, and be sure to subscribe if you liked it. Goodbye.